Do you want to lower your cholesterol naturally without medication? Start with breakfast. And before you chew me up and spit me out, saying that you are not a breakfast person, Arlene, I usually skip breakfast. Let me hurry up and say that what I mean by breakfast, the definition of breakfast is the first meal that you have to break the fast from the night before. So if you worked the night shift and you're not an early riser, or you slept in for whatever reason, or you typically don't eat breakfast until 10 or 11 or after in the morning, that would still be considered your first meal, breaking the fast after the night before, and that would still constitute breakfast. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, you've probably heard that oats can help your heart and that oats are good for helping to lower your cholesterol. And you're wondering, is that really true? And the answer is yes, if you do it right. So in this video, I'm going to break down how that one simple pantry staple that you probably already have in your cupboard right now can effectively help to lower your cholesterol levels if they are high. I'm going to say and help with what to add to the oats that you are going to use to make them even more effective. Nothing tricky, nothing complicated, just real food like I talk about here all the time, following real science and giving you that the tips to help with small changes that can actually make a very big difference. So let's get into it. But first, if you are new here, if this is your first time with me, my name is Arlene Timber-Henry, and on this channel, I talk about healthy eating and healthy lifestyle changes for women over 40 and some men. Thank you, men. Those of you who have subscribed already, it's good to know that this is making a difference for you or for someone in your life as well. I really appreciate your support. And so if you're not new here and you have been following, you will know that I'm working my way with you through the alphabet, the nutrition alphabet, where each letter of the alphabet we're breaking down something that is beneficial for us following each letter of the alphabet. And right now we are on the letter O for oats. So how does it work? Previously, in one of the videos in the series, the Nutrition A to Z series, I think it's the letter F, I explained about the two types of fiber, soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Oats in particular have a special type of soluble fiber, which is called beta-glucan. Beta-glucan. You don't need to remember that as much as you need to know that that fiber acts like a sponge, soaking up the excess cholesterol. And here we're talking about the LDL cholesterol, or what some refer to as the bad cholesterol. So the cholesterol that's not so good for your heart, not so good for the arteries. That beta-glucan fiber, that sponge, sucks that up and flushes it away. Oh my goodness. Flushes it away naturally. Then your liver starts to produce more. And if that's the bad kind, it continues to soak that up. So the more you eat the oats, the more you are getting the benefits of the beta-glucan working to take away the LDL or the bad cholesterol. I like to think of it as a mop. So if you have a wet floor and you take your mop, you mop up the excess water, you wring that mop out, squeeze that out, and you go at it again until the floor is dry, or the area that is wet is dry. So I want to share with you three of the basics for knowing what to do with the oats that we're going to discuss. So stay with me and let's talk about how much you actually need, what kinds of oats we're talking about, what's the best kind for you, and what to add to your oats as you have them for breakfast, what to add to make them even more powerful. Let's start with number one. I want you to know about the different types of oats along the spectrum of oats. First, as it comes out of the ground from the plant, oat grass. That's not what we're going to be using, but just for you to know where it comes from. The original kernel, the intact kernel of the oats, that would be highest first on the spectrum. Groats. I don't know if you've ever heard of groats, but groats would be the intact oat kernel with the sperm, the endosperm, the husk, the everything on it. And then we move down the line to where it becomes more processed, all the way down to oat flour. So after groats, one of the processes of making oats more manageable for us to eat, to cook and to eat, would be steel cut oats. That's taking the groats and cutting them into 2 or 3 larger pieces using a steel knife or steel blades, hence the name steel cut oats. You may also see this referred to as Irish oats. Ireland being that country where oats, I think, where oats were probably born. Irish oats are very popular in Ireland, naturally. So you'll sometimes see steel cut oats or Irish oats. Following that, you will find, you can look for rolled oats, or sometimes called old-fashioned oats or whole oats. So that's probably something that you're more familiar with or may have used even more. That's taking the 2 or 3 pieces from the steel cut oats and steaming them so they get softer, and then rolling them. Again, the name rolled oats is there for a reason. Steaming them to make them softer and rolling them so they get flat. And that's what you see in the box or the package of whole oats, rolled oats. You see flattened flakes. So that is one of the processes, 2 steps away from groats as they come off the plant. After the rolled oats or the whole oats or the old-fashioned oats, you'll find quick oats. This is trying to make it easier for us to cook faster. 2.5 minutes, sometimes you see that. Nose always seems to be itching me when I'm doing this. But the quick cook oats, that's again taking the flattened flakes of rolled oats and cutting them into smaller pieces. So you can see as we go through the trajectory of the oats processing, how the more processed the oats, the quicker, the faster the oats will be. Then we have instant oats. You probably know this best as the packets of instant oatmeal, where you just mix some water or some milk in the bowl with the packet, microwave it for a minute, and it's ready. Usually flavored, what have I seen? Oat, apple, cinnamon, maple, brown sugar, vanilla, spice, those kinds of flavors. You know what I mean. And after the instant oats would be something like oat flour or ground oats. So for our purposes, we're going to eliminate some of those versions, and we're eliminating oat flour. You can use that for something else. We're going to eliminate the packets of instant oats because those are typically loaded with sugar and other additives, and they also don't have, like the quick oats, they also don't have enough of the fiber that we need for the cholesterol lowering benefits that we're looking for. We're going to eliminate groats as it comes off the plant. So we don't want that. That would be too hard for us to work, to cook, and to eat, too chewy, too tough. And so we're left with steel cut / Irish oats or old fashioned whole rolled oats. Either of those versions in that form is what I'm going to be referring to now. So that's the type of oats. Next, how much do you need to actually feel and know that you're getting the benefits of it lowering your cholesterol? The research is showing that you need 3 grams of that beta glucan, 3 grams of that beta glucan fiber per day for you to have the lowering effects on your cholesterol. And that equates to roughly about 1.5 cups of cooked oats, or oatmeal as some people refer to it, or oats porridge as my part of the world might probably say. 3 grams of beta glucan, 1 to 1.5 cups of cooked oats porridge, oatmeal per day. And as you know, if you have been following me, if you have been listening to what I've been saying or putting out there, you know that I'm not an advocate for adding sugar or sweeteners to your oats, your oatmeal, or your oat porridge. And that can be very bland. That could be considered very tasteless. So what do you do with it to make it taste good, even though it's good for you in that form already? Glad that you asked. You can add several things, and all of them have their purpose in helping this bowl of oats or this bowl of oatmeal to be even more effective in helping to manage your cholesterol. So flaxseed, ground flaxseed, ground chia seeds, you've heard me talk about those here before. Berries, like blueberries, strawberries. The sweetness can come from dried fruit like raisins, chopped dates, mango, slices of banana. You can add spices, and again, every element that you add according to this system will help to work together to lower your cholesterol. So spices like ground ginger, ground cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and then you can add some other flavorings like vanilla. What else? Cherries, dried cherries, dark cherries, cranberries. If you can find the unsweetened, unsulfured versions, those would be helpful as well. Okay, so we know we're looking for you're looking for the steel cut oats. I lost my train of thought for a moment. Steel cut oats or Irish oats, whole oats, rolled oats, old fashioned oats. One of those with 3 grams of beta glucan coming from 1.5 cups of cooked oats, and some add-ins to add flavor, as well as adding more nutrients, more antioxidants, and more help for lowering your cholesterol. If any of this was helpful for you, and you think that this is something that would help you if your cholesterol is high, go ahead and hit the like button, because that's the way that more women will get this information. If you are already using oatmeal, oats porridge in your daily routine, let me know in the comments how you make yours. What do you add in? What do you leave out? I would love to hear what's in your bowl. If you want to keep following this series and get the next video when it's dropped, go ahead and subscribe, and then you'll know what the follow-up video is. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and I would appreciate your subscription. All it takes is a little click on the subscribe button. It's totally free. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you know someone else who is working to bring their cholesterol levels down, please go ahead and share this information. This might just be what they need. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.